What are you willing to drop some serious cash on? When we're younger and our salaries aren't that large just yet, we do have to make some decisions about where to spend our money. I would encourage you to consider the things that you really love and enjoy spending money on that are so worth it to you, and which things you don't value as much that you're willing to cut. For me, I know that there are several areas in my budget where I have chosen to cut costs so that I can use that money to boost my budget in other areas that I really value and enjoy spending money on. Carissa from Automate to Abundance here, and today I'm sharing with you some of my recent splurges. I think a lot of times when people become interested in personal finance, they think that they need to get themselves out of debt really fast or save for something really quickly. And instead of creating kind of a sustainable change that will work over time, they cut everything fun out of their budget. I don't think that this really works over the long term because you become really discouraged really quickly because you're not enjoying your life. I want you to be able to enjoy your life while accomplishing your financial goals. So I think it's kind of important to spend money on the things that we love. I felt like my spending has been out of control lately, so I reviewed my credit card statements to make sure that I wasn't spending more money than I have. Because I have sinking funds set up for some of these irregular but expected expenses, things that I love spending money on, my spending is not actually out of control, but I have recently had some treat yourself moments. I wanted to share some of these splurges with you because this is what I am all about. I automate my money so that it works for me, so that I can use that money as a tool to achieve or to live my richest life. Hence my business name, Automate to Abundance. Spending money is not a bad thing, and I would encourage you all to consider what are the things you enjoy spending money on that really truly do bring you joy. So as you brainstorm what areas you can spend money on that would bring you joy, I will share with you some of the areas that I've splurged on recently that have brought me a lot of joy. The first area that I'm willing to spend money on is experiences. I feel like I've missed out on a lot of travel and restaurant hangouts with friends because of the pandemic. So now that I'm fully vaccinated and a lot of my friends are fully vaccinated, I've been willing to drop some extra cash to grab margs on a rooftop or beers at a patio with friends. I also just spent money on some concert tickets to see one of my favorite bands at an outdoor venue this fall that I've really been wanting to check out. These are just a couple of examples of experiences that I've been willing to spend money on recently. I don't mind spending extra money in this area because spending on experiences is actually associated with greater levels of happiness than spending on things. The second area I've splurged on lately is clothing. I actually rarely buy clothing. I kind of just wear what I like and keep the clothing that I have for a really long time, but I've been feeling like my wardrobe could use like a little bit of a spring update. And I'm hoping that I will have some places to go this summer. You're probably sensing a theme here. I'm very hopeful that we will be able to be out and about this summer. So I've been willing to spend some extra money on some clothes. Additionally, I've started to think more about quality when I purchase clothes. Your girl's still on a budget, but if there's something that I know that I will wear really often or won't go out of style, I'm starting to spend more money on those things to get a higher quality product. I actually just went shopping this weekend and I got home and looked over my receipts and I was like, you're nuts. You need to return some of this clothes. You spent so much money on this stuff. But then I looked at my credit card cash back and I realized that I had enough cash back accrued on my credit card perks to cover the cost of the spending spree, the clothing spree that I just went on. And so that's a pro tip. Check to see if you have some cash back on your credit card. I tend to use that money as like a fun fund to spend on things that bring me joy. And it seems like a little bit of a boost of income. Even though it's not actually income, I'm able to use that money and it's sort of unexpected and fun. The next splurge area that I want to talk about is self-care. This is an area that I have spent money on in the past, but I do have a small sinking fund to help out with some of these expenses. Whether it's like a massage or getting getting my hair or nails done or getting my eyebrows done, I do love me some self-care. About a week ago, my hair was driving me nuts. It was like all split-endy and gross, and I was trying to wait to get my hair cut because I wanted to grow it out, but I finally just decided, you know what, I'm gonna go spend money, I'm gonna get my hair cut, and actually I had enough money in my sinking fund to cover the haircut. I've been wanting to update some of my beauty products, so I'm trying out some new skincare products. Again, I'm not spending a ton of money, but it is a step up from what I had been buying before, and I feel like I can justify this purchase because my skin will be with me forever, so I should probably start taking care of it. These self-care splurges are things that bring me joy, but I also kind of view them as an investment in myself because spending in this area helps me to feel more comfortable and confident. The fourth splurge that I'll mention is all about my health. I do have a health savings account or an HSA to be saving over time for these purchases so that I can feel really comfortable spending whatever is necessary on my health. In the past, I've used some of this money to see a counselor, but I actually started recently seeing a dietitian, and we meet weekly, and it does feel like a bit of a splurge to me, but for me, it feels worth it for now. Spending on my health really feels worth it to me. It feels like an investment in myself and in my future, because if I can spend money now to make myself a healthier person, whether that's mentally or physically, that will hopefully pay dividends down the line. If I can invest in my health now, then hopefully I won't need to invest as much money or spend as much money on my health or on compensating for unhealthy behaviors down the line. Before I get to the last splurge that I want to share today, if this sounds fun to you, if it sounds fun to build yourself a personal financial system that helps you automate your money so that you're able to spend without stress on the things that you love and feel so worth it to you, then join me at a free upcoming workshop. You can check out all the workshops I have coming up for free at automatetoabundance.com/workshops. The fifth splurge that I've made recently is spending on rest. I actually try to take a quarterly staycation to kind of get away and take a break. Usually it's just like a long weekend at an Airbnb or something like that, but I also have just stayed at home at times. I just take off of work for a long weekend to really just truly rest. Taking a quarterly staycation really helps me to have something to look forward to when I'm feeling burnt out on grad school or kind of just needing a break from work. I can say to myself, okay, you just have to make it to June and then you can have a break. Taking time away quarterly and treating myself during that time helps me to return to my day-to-day life with energy and enthusiasm. For me, spending on rest and really just taking a break is so worth it. So those are some of my recent splurges: experiences, clothing, self-care, health, and rest. Managing your money should not be miserable. Your money should work for you so that you can use it as a tool to live your most abundant life. I'd love to hear about the things that you love spending money on in the comments below. What do you wish that you had more money to spend on? If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so that you're the first to know when I upload a new video. Also, you should jump over to this video next.